welcome to Digital Marketing School. Can you start off maybe by telling us a little bit about your agency, Boys and Girls, and who you are?
My name is Rory Hamilton. I'm Creative Director here at Boys and Girls. I guess we're a new creative agency in Dublin. We opened our doors in October, November time. We feel we have a very different model to most agencies in that we have a group of 6 partners, all of whom have a collective 80 years experience in the industry working on, we reckon it's somewhere between 46 and 48 of the top 50 brands, though we still have to confirm exactly what they are. And so far it's going very well.
So what digital channels or formats do you think have opened up the opportunity for creativity, be they social networks, games, mobile, etc.?
I mean, the quick answer is all of them. We love coming up with great ideas and great ideas that work in different channels. There are a couple of the last couple of years I've seen a great trend towards participation for clients. Clients want people to interact with their brands. And what these social channels do is allow that. They turn it from a one-way conversation to, a two-way conversation with people. The ones we feel are particularly prevalent in the next while, or we're getting most excited about, are things like augmented reality over the last while. I know it was kind of last year's big thing, but I feel it's a massive opportunity to create things people can interact with for brands. Adidas did it brilliantly with their trainers that create a whole streetscape. What that does is it turns it from just being a purchase to being a brand you can interact with. It also has a lot of, 3D is going to be huge in the next while. I heard there was Dara Breen talking about the match in 3D, the first one being shown, allowing him to hate Manchester United in a whole new dimension. And that's something that we're going to find. 3D allows you to interact much more as well. If you look at the success of Avatar, it brings people into the movie. It makes them feel like they're part of it. And I think 3D for brands is going to be very big.
Has the sea change towards digital affected your approach towards a client or a campaign at all?
I don't think it's affected our approach to the extent that, for a long time we've been looking at not just writing ads as creatives, but looking at where the ideas can go. I think great digital ideas are great ideas. So I think the creativity of it hasn't necessarily changed. What it has changed is the opportunity of what you can do. For a long time, creatives have been banging on about not having the budget or not having the media, or we can't buy that space. And the internet's done is, democratized the ability to do things. The availability of HD video cameras, all that kind of things, mean we can make things and put them online immediately. We can create content, and that seems to be what brands are looking for. So it hasn't changed our approach in that we believe that great ideas lead to great advertising, lead to great digital, but it's changed the opportunities that are available to us. And it's broadened our minds to be, more cognizant of them, I think.
So in your opinion, do Irish brands fully understand the capabilities of digital yet?
No, I think that's something that brands are slowly being educated towards. I think at the moment there's a slight risk that everybody's rushing towards social media because they find out that everyone's on Facebook and on Twitter, and for some brands that's brilliant. I mean, brands want participation, and by and large it's a good thing as long as they're very careful about how they participate. So the last thing you want is, Bisto Gravy twittering you every day about, things that aren't relevant to you. So I think it's when brands find ways to connect with their consumers relevantly, it works really well. And I think that over the next while we're going to see that more and more brands are finding good ways to talk to consumers and good ways to interact with them rather than butting in. Recently I've had restaurants I've never been to or heard of asking to be my friend on Facebook, even though I don't live near them. It seems that is an interruption in the same way that bad advertising is, but when done well, I think brands are learning to do it better.
And finally, a simple question, where do you think the future lies for marketing and advertising in Ireland?
I'm hoping that the future lies in an increase in the creative reputation of Ireland. But the idea I've been really good at is selling Ireland abroad as somewhere that's very creative, that we've had great musicians, great writers, great everything. Yet in terms of advertising, we've been underrepresented in terms of great advertising. There hasn't been enough great advertising coming out for the skill set of Irish people. They're very creative. So I think that I'm hoping that what we will see is this democratization of ideas, this ability to use anybody, I hope will lead to much more international work coming out of Ireland. We've seen it on a couple of brands, but I think that because we're able to do much more, because we've been freed to create our own content, to do much more interesting things with brands, I think that will hopefully work in our favour and allow us to be much stronger internationally.
That's great. Rory Hamilton, Creative Director of Boys and Girls. Thank you very much for speaking to us on Digital Marketing School.